Boink.
Boink.
I'm
sorry. Oh, that was so good.
Damn.
Just B-O-I-N-K. Boink.
Ah.
Find out what that means later.
Welcome to Watch Mojo's Pop in the Culture, your weekly entertainment check-in. Me, I'm your host with the most, Mojo, of course. That's right, it's me, Mr. Hollywood himself, Matt Demers. Another amazing show coming your way. I'm going to be speaking with the cast of Netflix's Never Have I Ever. They're back for season 3, and I had so much fun learning all about it. Speaking of fun, I'm also chatting with the cast and director of the hilarious, cringe-worthy new film, I Love My Dad. You'll love this interview. But first, we're jumping into it. As always, here's your Hollywood headlines. And we begin with the news of Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson ending their relationship after 9 months of dating. And if it felt more like 9 years, that's because the celebrity couple was constantly featured in the news and on our TVs.
Babe?
Yeah.
Do you want to shower with me really quick?
Shower with
The pair began dating shortly after Kim filed for divorce against Kanye West. And I think it's safe to say Kanye wasn't a fan of the union. As a matter of fact, he actually went on his Instagram after the split and posted a doctored image of a New York Times front page obituary that read, Skeet Davidson, dead at 28. The post has since been deleted. As for who broke up with who, it's still unknown, although I like to think it played out something like Pete's Chad sketches on SNL.
No, Chad, we can't do this anymore.
Oh, okay.
Wait, I couldn't sleep last night.
Oh, I hate that.
Moving on now to the continued backlash that Warner Brothers Discovery is facing. This following the cancellation of the already wrapped $90 million Batgirl film that was to land on the studio's streaming service, HBO Max. Now, the decision apparently came down to a low-scoring test screening, but it's also said to be a pretty beneficial tax write-off.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
The competition has chimed in, kinda, that being Kevin Feige over at Marvel Studios. He actually reached out to the Batgirl director, sharing that he was thinking of them during this disappointing time and that he was actually proud of their work, especially what they were able to do on the Disney Plus series Miss Marvel, where they directed a few episodes. But as for Batgirl, well, I guess in the meantime, we'll just have to settle for that other big screen version.
Suit me up, Uncle Alfred.
Sticking with superheroes, we are now very close to the premiere of the Disney Plus original series, She-Hulk Attorney at Law. The problem, fans are still dumping on the show's special effects.
Still in control, no overwhelming feelings of rage.
No, a normal amount of rage.
Many VFX artists have actually called out Marvel recently, saying that the studio isn't really the best of clients, and they're citing things like high pressure, the impossible deadlines, and just the sheer amount of work that needs to be done, and the fact that many changes take place late in the process. I mean, as long as it's not Gamma Doggies bad, I think we should be okay. All right, and here to share her hot takes on all those stories and more, hey, it's the Watch Mojo lady, Rebecca Brayton. Hey, Rebecca.
Hello. Bonjour, mon gars, Mathieu Demers.
There you go. Bring a little French to the party. I like it. I like it. Hey, I'm interested on your take on this celebrity couple, because when it was announced that Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson ended their union, a lot of people online, it was like the sky was falling. It was the end of an era, they called it. But they only dated for like 9 months. And of course, we see that Kanye West is being Kanye West. What does Rebecca Brayton think of all this?
Look, here's the thing. It is not up to me to think anything about it. It is not my business. I don't care. Live your lives, people. Do what you need to do. I hope they were happy together. I hope they had an amicable breakup and that they're both going to be, they learned something, all that stuff. But my actual opinion, well, I don't really care. It is kind of the end of an era, if I'm being honest.
A short era.
The jokes have to stop.
Let me ask you this, though. Does this hurt Pete Davidson's career? Because listen, him and Kim were, quote unquote power couple. It raised his profile quite a bit. So now without the Kardashian, kind of attached to him, does Pete have any trouble landing roles? Does he?
No.
No.
Pete's his own guy. I don't know. Pete was his own guy before this. Pete will be his own guy going forward. Pete does not need Kim. Kim does not need Pete. That's what a power couple is.
I think you're right. And I think I'm reminded now that Pete Davidson, prior to this, was getting some pretty great ladies. Ariana Grande. He'll be fine. Pete Davidson will be fine.
Yeah. I mean, career-wise, he'll be fine. Ladies-wise, not my problem. I wish him luck.
Still a mystery to me why so many ladies lust over Pete Davidson. But hey, everyone's got their type. And Kanye, I mean, he just kind of needs to... He kind of needs to get over it.
Are you going to be happy about anybody your ex-wife is dating? No. I don't really blame Kanye for being mad about it.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, like, this is not the most outrageous thing he's ever done.
That's very true. That list would be a very long. I'm sure Watch Mojo's got a lot of lists on that. Hey, listen, let's move on to another controversy that we chatted about, and that is a Warner Brothers Discovery. They did the merger, Warner Brothers Discovery, and all these changes are taking place, including cancellations of movies that, just happened to be filmed and cost $90 million and starred Michael Keaton returning as Batman. What do you make of all this? Because Kevin Smith brought up a great point I found, and he's saying, like, they're canceling this movie, doing it as like a tax write-off, but then they're keeping The Flash, and that's the Ezra Miller film. He just got arrested for felony charges. I mean, that's so problematic, where this movie, I don't think there was any bad buzz around it. They had one test screening that was kind of lukewarm. What do you think?
Yeah, there's so many issues with what's going on. I mean, first of all, it's going to prevent any creatives from signing on with Warner, HBO, whatever we're calling them these days, Warner, in the future. So Warner Brothers is going to have trouble attracting creatives, which is not going to do any favors for the DCEU going forward anyway. Yeah, Ezra Miller is a problematic star. They did just get arrested. Does that mean they deserve to be a role model for young children by being a superhero? According to this company, money is more important. I don't know. Obviously these decisions are made at a pay grade above mine, but it seems really problematic to me.
That's what it feels like, and it'll be so interesting because the Flash film is still scheduled to come out next year. It'll be so interesting how they promote this film with Ezra Miller.
But don't you feel bad for all the people that worked on these projects that got canceled?
That's what I'm saying. I mentioned Michael Keaton because, listen, he hasn't played Batman since...
Michael Keaton's fine. Look, what about the other people who are I can't remember her name, but the girl who was playing Batgirl.
That's right. You're right. Yeah. From In the Heights, she's a fantastic actress. And this was a big win for Latinx actresses in that community. Were really championing her. So it is kind of sad. And then Brendan Fraser, we got to mention him. He was playing the villain, and he's trying to make this little comeback career. So it is sad for everyone involved. You're absolutely right. And that's not even mentioning
Leslie Grace.
Yeah, there you go. And that's not even mentioning the crew involved, like the directors and your writers. So I don't know. It's a bad look is what I'll say. Speaking of bad look, do you think that the She-Hulk that's coming to Disney Plus looks bad? That seems to be the predominant opinion. Now, we've got a few trailers and behind the scenes they're saying, well, we're going to fix it. It's still a work in progress. But Marvel and their visual effects, I mean, this has been a bit of an issue. This isn't the first time they've come under fire. And now some people in the visual effects industry are calling out Marvel for, just so much to do. That's changing last minute. It's almost impossible to get things
unrealistic
exactly right.
Pressure put on the effects teams, I think, is what the problem is. And yeah, I do have a problem with that. The thing is about effects, everything is so good now. As long as I mean, good effects have their place, but as long as the story and the acting and as long as I really emote with the show in itself, if the effects are okay, I can probably get past it. So hopefully, I mean, the thing is, if I don't know, they're not CGIing the character, are they? Like she wears green makeup, I presume.
I think so, but there are but there are shots that look off, and I think that's
because that is going to be a bit tougher to get past, right? Like if it's the main character all the time.
Yeah. Anytime I go back and watch a movie from like the early 2000s or, where the CGI at the time, I guess we thought it was okay. And now it just takes me right out of it. I'm like, how? Fine. So
I will reserve judgment and give them the benefit of the doubt until it comes out. How about that?
I think that's a great idea. And it's been a great idea to have you back on the show. Thank you so much, Rebecca, for helping me break all this down.
No worries, Matt. Thank you. No worries, Matt. Thank you.
But don't go anywhere, because me and you, we got to take the trip. As always, the trip is beyond the list. All right, Rebecca, here's what we do. We go in the vast archives of Watch Mojo. We pluck out a top 10 list. We go beyond the list. What the heck does that mean? It means that me and you just get to riff, have some fun with it, give our personal opinions. Today's will be fun because it's the top 10 catchphrases kids today don't recognize. Now, I'm going to age myself and say that I probably will recognize these. And I'm curious if you've ever said these, if you recognize these things. Are you one that keeps up on slang, Rebecca?
It's a good question. I'm not the most up to date on the slang. I'm probably a couple of years behind, but
I'm pretty. I like to say I'm pretty. I'm pretty good. I like to, if there's ever something that someone says, I'm like, what the heck are they saying? I'm one of those like Urban Dictionary. What the heck?
Yeah.
Like
context clues. Also, you can pick it up with context clues.
Of course. All right. So these are just definitely popular phrases that were said in yesteryear. And we're starting with number 10, one that I'm not afraid to say that I used to say all the time. Let's get jiggy with it. Getting jiggy with it.
Oh,
right?
Boy. Did people actually say this outside of the song?
I did. I totally said, getting jiggy with it. He's getting, no?
No.
Will Smith, of
and
course.
And what, how did you use it? What were you referring to? Dancing?
Yeah, it just means you're getting jiggy with it. Someone's going to.
You can't define the thing by telling me the thing again.
I defined it with the word. Will Smith had the song Getting Jiggy With It, and they did that funny dance. And then, I don't know, it's just fun to say, I think. And I think we'll see that a lot with the list, that some of these things are just fun. You just like saying it. Jiggy, getting jiggy with it.
That's fair. I don't think I ever said this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like the song, had the album. Don't think I ever said this as a catchphrase.
What was your favorite Will Smith song back in the day? Not including the Fresh Prince theme song. Because during this time, Getting Jiggy With It, he had a few. He did the Wild Wild West.
Oh, I know what it is.
Miami.
Wild Wild West. Wild Wild West was my favorite.
Yeah?
Love that song. I live for Wild Wild West.
It's a great song. It's catchy. It's fun. But the movie, I think, tainted it for me because the movie was terrible.
Well, I never saw the movie.
Oh, good. Yeah, no. I liked Miami. Remember he did that one about Miami? And
yeah.
I like Will Smith. Back in the day, had some great songs. He should do some more and not take his anger out on comedians. Let's move on to number 9. What's the 411? That's the phrase. What's the 411? That means, what's the info? What's the details? What's the intel?
I don't know why kids don't get this, though. Like, 411 still exists, I think.
Well, that's because what? That's what you would call, right? To find.
But I guess you would just Google.
What's the 411? I don't think I've ever. Yeah, you're right. It was Google.
Yeah, you would just Google. But
just Google.
I think 411 still exists. So, anyway.
What's the 411?
But yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. I don't know. I don't think I've ever really used it too much. But I would definitely know if someone was like, what's the 411 on this? I would know exactly what they're talking about. I would give them the information. Number 8. This is a little before my time, but I do know what this is. It's called "Where's the Beef?" It's from a Wendy's commercial. Old ladies.
Sure
You've seen this?
Clara what the hell's her name? Clara something.
You know the name of one
Her
of
name
them?
was Clara.
Oh.
Yeah, the one. We've done a lot of lists that include Where's the Beef. Anyway, it's a Wendy's commercial, and they were making fun of other burger chains
With big
McDonald's.
buns, but the little...
that
little-
didn't have, yeah, exact. Well, I guess that they didn't have very much meat. So they're like,
Yeah.
where's the beef? And people just like the way she said it. So
Yeah, I've seen the commercial now probably through all these Watch Mojo videos because it's an iconic commercial and it does make me laugh. But I had heard it before. But I'm wondering what you would say it in your everyday life, like outside of like at a burger restaurant.
well, you could be
Right?
like, where's the beef? Like beef, you're beefing with someone, I suppose, but it doesn't really mean the same thing. Or, let's say, I don't know.
Yeah, where's the beef?
Where's the beef?
Where's the
I don't
beef?
know. I've never used it.
Never used it either. Number 7, I used a lot. Take a chill pill, Rebecca. Take a chill pill. That was a big one, right? When someone was acting a little crazy, and you wanted to be like, all right.
I feel like you're older than me. I never said any of these things.
Take a chill pill. Maybe I am. Maybe I am. But you never said that? Take a chill pill?
No, absolutely not. Actually, I feel like this hasn't aged well, this one, a little bit. I'm going to be a little politically correct here. Woke, perhaps you might say.
You're not. I don't think you're wrong on that, right? It's maybe it hasn't aged as well.
I mean,
as
considering how many people do need medication, I don't think it's that funny. Sorry.
No, you're right. Yeah, no. It's basically just saying like, calm down, take a chill pill.
Yeah.
Okay,
also,
now-
I do not like being told to calm down.
Oh,
That's another thing.
I don't think anyone likes being, especially if you're in an argument and someone says, calm down.
Oh, yeah. Calm
it's
down.
the opposite.
Okay. I'll get right on that.
Do not tell me to calm down. All that in a bag of chips is number 6. I don't really, I don't know if I think I heard it. I don't know if I really understand it. So what is the premise here that this is amazing?
It's just like, you're great, and then some.
And then some, and the
There's
sum
even a
is-
drag queen in UK, like on not Watch Mojo UK, on RuPaul's Drag Race UK,
Yeah.
named Bag of Chips,
Oh, yeah?
which I assume was a reference to the saying. Yeah.
all that in a bag of chips. So it's like, this is amazing. And it's like, I have a big bag of chips.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Chips are great.
That's a weird one. That's a weird one.
It's like everything in the kitchen sink, kind of,
yes, I think it's something like, you're
but
right.
like cooler.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've never said this either.
I've
I
never-
haven't
I've
said
had-
one of these yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You haven't said any of these? Okay.
No,
What about-
it's funny.
This one I've never said, but I think everybody would probably know it. If you know television back in the day, what you talking about, Willis? Different strokes.
This one I've said. This one I have said.
I don't think I've ever said it, but I know of it.
This one I have said, because if you get halfway there, you have to add Willis. Like, you're like, what you talking about, Willis? Like, you're like, oh, I already said half of it, so I may as well go the whole way.
You're not wrong with that, because every time I say, who you going to call? Ghostbusters. It just got to throw it out. Are you going to call Ghostbusters? Yeah. Same with what you talking about, Willis? Gary Coleman. That was an interesting show, Different Strokes. Was that the one with like the...
I never watched that show. I've never seen a minute of it, actually.
I remember seeing one, and it's the famous one that Watch Mojo references a lot.
the bike?
The bicycle,
Yeah.
the after-school special. But yeah, that was an interesting show. All right, let's move on here with Rebecca, you said, "What's up?" What's up?
Only in mockery of this annoying ass commercial.
By the way, I'm just going to point out that Rebecca you did the voiceover for this list, so you said all these sayings inherently. So if you want to hear Rebecca
I've said them. I haven't used them.
if you want to hear Rebecca say all these amazing,
Yeah,
do like
and I
a
definitely say "what up" in the video.
I'll do an edit of you saying all this stuff. But yeah, what's up? I mean, that was huge. I remember, it's the beer commercial, obviously. But for me, it's the Scary Movie parody. Right?
Yeah.
That's
fair.
The Wayans brothers did that parody, and then you got the Ghostface killer guy saying, "What's up?" And it's just, to me, that's what I think of. But I mean, they've riffed on that and like everything from like Simpsons and I watched Mojo.
They brought it back.
Yeah, Watch Mojo even lists Ant-Man and the Wasp. Forgot about that. So, yeah, Super Bowl. It was a Super Bowl commercial, right?
Yeah, Budweiser. Did we say that? I don't know if we even said that. Yeah.
Maybe they'll send us beer. I don't know. Number 3, I pity the fool.
I pity the fool.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
I love doing my Mr. T impression.
So he actually...
Nope, haven't said that one either.
So I thought maybe this was like something he said in passing and real, but this is from the movie, right? Rocky 2. He actually says that in one of his little interviews.
Yeah.
But it's just
I thought it was A-Team. I learned something when I voiced this list. I really thought it was A-Team, so I was surprised.
I remember having a keychain of Mr. T. This was gifted to me. Someone got me a Mr. T. I think it was like a Mr. T head. Anyways, you squeezed it and it said, I pity the fool. Keychain. So that saying lived on.
It sure did. I mean, he says it all the time now. It is his catchphrase.
Yeah. I pity the fool. I don't know. Makes sense. This is interesting. Number 2. I haven't heard this one in a long time. It's from the commercial for a mustard, but I guess it's they're trying to make it a high-end mustard. So it's...
Pardon me. Do you have any Grey Poupon?
There you go. Yeah. And they would pull up. It was like this. The silliest commercial was like this one car would pull up to this other fancy car, and people would say that. That makes me laugh. And hey, speaking of movie references, they did that in Wayne's World.
They sure did.
I love that.
They sure did.
Yeah. Pardon me. Would you have any Grey Poupon? Is that still around, by the way?
I know. Okay, I'm sure Grey Poupon. Actually, I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, Matt.
I don't think I've ever used the product, to be honest. But I don't
think so either. I'm more of a My Dijon mustard person, if I'm being honest. But that's fine.
Can I ask you a question? We're going to take a little...
I'm being very specific about my Dijon.
Are you ready for a little side quest? We're taking a slight side quest here because...
I think I already took us on a side quest, but sure.
Somebody just recently told me that you don't put ketchup on hot dogs. That ketchup on hot dogs is a weird thing, but that's literally...
Yellow mustard on hot dogs. End of list.
I'm sorry. So putting ketchup on a hot dog is not considered quote unquote a normal or common thing?
No.
What? Is this? Are you being serious?
I put mustard on hot dogs and maybe like sauerkraut.
But no ketchup.
Maybe. No.
What? Okay, so for me it's ketchup first and then maybe a bit of mustard and a bit of other...
Ketchup's for babies. Are you a baby? I'm kidding.
I can't believe... Wow, I thought maybe you'd have my back on this. I was shocked when this person told me that,
I don't even know what ketchup is for. Honestly, I guess it's fries. I guess fries are the ketchup thing.
Hamburgers.
But I guess. I don't actually put ketchup on my burgers. Yeah. I put it on my Kraft Dinner.
Oh, see, now there. See? Okay, you ruined it because now you're saying you put ketchup on Kraft Dinner and now we just can't take you seriously anymore.
Yeah, but Kraft Dinner is not mac and cheese. I don't put it on mac and cheese. I put it on Kraft Dinner.
I'm sorry,
which
what's
is Kraft
the difference?
Macaroni and cheese because it's there's a huge difference. Kraft Dinner is not like mac and cheese.
Well, it's macaroni with like a cheese powder.
It's like McDonald's is not a burger. It's McDonald's.
All right.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean.
I want people...
They know what I mean.
Look, my dog is very much angry with your hot takes, but I want to hear what other people think. Tell me what you put ketchup on and what you don't. This is what I want to know. All right, lastly, Rebecca, here we go. This is the catchphrase. Kids upstate don't have any idea what I want my MTV means. I want my MTV.
Here's a hot take. I don't agree with this that kids don't know what it is today. Because...
Well, they know what MTV is.
No, I know. Well, so they know MTV, but also it's not the commercials, but like if you watch a show on streaming that was originally on MTV or whatever, I guess they're Viacom. They're like, their little thing is I want my MTV from the song by Dire Straits. So I'm like, well, why wouldn't you know it? It's literally everywhere. I'm thinking Drag Race. For example, when I watch Drag Race, that's at the beginning of every single episode. Yeah,
you're right. Yeah, right. But I mean, at the time,
but anyway,
But I don't think the context, people might not realize that you actually had to request it, right? It was like when MTV launched, it was part of a subscription. They were trying to get different cable companies to get it, to carry it.
They
So
had
you
an
could
intense marketing program.
It worked.
With it worked. With every artist you can think of saying, I want my MTV. And so it just got the name in people's mouths and brains. I mean, it was a great marketing thing, but like, you know.
Oh, and then they had
what
like
is MTV anymore?
They had everybody do it, right? Like on their commercials, like the police and everybody. So there you go. All right. Well, I knew most of those. I would say a good 90% of those catchphrases I was saying back in the day. So thank you, Rebecca. For
I knew them, but I didn't say them. So
okay.
Is it me? Am I the kids?
Amazing. We'll have to do one where like kids of yesteryear have no idea what kids of today are saying, and we'll be here scratching our heads. But guess what? We got to take another little trip to our Mojo Chats of the week. Yes, chats with an S, because I got plenty for you. We're starting with some of the stars of the Netflix series Never Have I Ever. Never Have I Ever season 3 is upon us on Netflix, and I've got my favorite TV love triangle to tell me all about it. Listen, people are so invested in your characters. Give us a tease. Now, we don't want any spoilers, but we here on the show love a good tease. I'm wondering if you can make that tease one word. Tease your character for season 3 in one word, and maybe that word doesn't mean anything to anybody until we watch the show. Do you want to start, or who wants to start? Give us the one word.
Okay. Oh, wow. I have a good one. I have a great one. Just boink. Boink.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that was so good.
Damn.
Just BOINK.
Ah.
Boink.
Ah.
Find out what that means later.
I can't even follow that
You
up.
can't top that.
I
You can't
cannot
top that. Oh,
If I could take that, I would also say that.
you can't know.
Darren?
Move.
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 Move. Oh, move.
You know what I would-
That's sad.
Move.
I'll go with
Move. That's good.
crappy.
Nice. Crappy.
Nice.
That's good. That's
I
funny.
am so sold on all your answers. It's fantastic. This, as I mentioned, this is the 3rd season. You guys have been playing these characters for a long time. Do you find yourself inhabiting any of your characters' traits in real life now? Maybe you say certain things or you act a certain way. Dare, do you want to go first?
When Mindy and Lang booking for this role, they were like, Darren, like among many other reasons, this wasn't the only one. They were like, you're the only one that can permanently have a smoldering face, but make it funny. And I feel like I just get like lockjaw sometimes with how hard I'm smoldering on set. That I leave and I'll get home and my friends are like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, what are you doing? What are you talking about? So yeah, smoldering all the time.
Man.
My Trey, what about you?
I think this might be a little bit of a reverse, I guess. I sort of gave Davey this attribute, but
Oh God.
yeah, Jaron loves when I do good old finger guns.
Finger guns.
Every time Davey does finger guns, that's actually just been me doing that. Usually it's in a take when they're like, yeah, make sure you're here for this take. Just like go have fun, like do what you feel. And it just comes out and I drop the finger guns. Jaron clearly loves it
I love them.
so much.
I did finger guns in high school. I'm in with
I
the
love
finger
finger
guns.
guns. They're the best.
Yeah, finger guns are best. And lastly,
Yeah, I think that for me, Ben is really excited to get into college, and college was something that I, in my personal life, was really excited about. I just recently graduated from USC in May of 2022. So Ben's starting his journey and I've just kind of finished mine, but I definitely relate to that excitement surrounding college and university and everything that brings.
yeah, well, I can tell you what, everyone at home is excited to see what season 3 brings. I thank you for teasing us. Can't wait to see what all this means.
Oh.
And thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What the hell?
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Listen, Never Have I Ever is such a phenomenon. Season 3, people are so looking forward to this on Netflix. I want you to give us your character's evolution. Obviously, we're in season 3. A lot's changed over the years. What's the one thing that you think has evolved the most, without going into spoiler territory, of course? Let's start with Lee. Why don't you take it? What's the evolution like for your character?
Well, I feel like by season 3, Fabiola has really discovered who she is, as far as her identity, which is great. And season 3, she still goes through some stuff. But as far as like herself, like she's pretty good, like internally, which is great.
The evolution never stops, by the way. Ramona?
Yeah, I feel like season 3, Eleanor is like coming to terms with like her family situation, and now that she's more stable in that sense, she gets to explore other types of relationships.
Megan, what about your character? You have a very interesting character, which is
Thank you. Well, thank you. Yeah, I think that in season 3, I really think that, I mean, not to quote one of my favorite movies of all time, Shrek, but like I really do think that Anissa is like an onion. She's just got so many layers. So I really do. I really do. And I think, we saw a couple layers being peeled back season 2, and there's definitely a layer of Anissa that we will see in season 3 that I think audiences will be very surprised, but hopefully excited about.
Absolutely. One of the things that's also great about this show is the dynamic cast. I mean, there's a lot of people in here, and there's a great chemistry you can tell by watching it. What's it like off screen? Is there like Never Have I Ever karaoke nights? Is there any time to hang out, or is it all work, no play, or what's it like over there?
I mean, we definitely always try to hang out when we can. We have little get-togethers, and we just I threw a Valentine's Day party.
It was themed, and it was themed.
It was themed, and so that was like our last like get-together thing. But yeah, we've all been very busy, so it is sometimes hard to like hang out outside of work, but we make up for it by having a really fun time on set.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, last question. Let's have a little bit of fun, because the narrator on the show we know is John McEnroe. By the way, does he show up on set, or does he do all his stuff? And
I wish.
I've
never met him
at a table read like once or twice pre like Pandy, and he showed up with like a gold chain around his neck.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, you are so cool.
I love McEnroe. Okay, you've probably been asked this because he narrates on the show. Who would you like to narrate your character?
Ooh, our character.
Yeah, not you and your character. What do you think? Could be anybody.
I feel like for Eleanor, maybe someone from Broadway, like maybe like Leah,
Patti LaBelle.
Yes, I'll take that.
Is Patti LaBelle from Broadway though?
I don't know.
I think she's just like a great iconic singer.
Yes,
Anyone from Broadway?
Yeah, Broadway.
Like an actor, theater actor. Yeah.
What about Anissa?
I think I thought about this actually. I've had time since season 2. I've had some time into this. I really think, I don't know. Okay, yes. If like, actually no, because she like rides horses. Bella Hadid, and we already had Gigi. So I feel like Bella kind of has that like kind, but like confident and like cool vibe going to her. And I just feel like Bella would be cool.
Yeah.
I don't
Amazing.
know for Fab.
No. Bill Nye.
Malala, and she watches the show. I saw her DM in Mindy's comments.
Oh,
I'm down for that. I like that.
Actually, wait. Okay. I don't know why. Okay.
We'll go with either Malala or Bill Nye.
Bill Nye.
Sold. We're so sold. And I'll tell you what, people are sold on this show, and they can catch season 3 coming to Netflix. Of course, get your binge on. Thank you, ladies, so much.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Your social status has skyrocketed so much that now people hate you.
You used to make that face all the time.
On the ground.
Richa Purna, thank you so much for chatting with me about Never Have I Ever season 3.
That's right.
People are so excited because I'm telling you, this show with each season, there's only been the 2, but the fanfare gets bigger and bigger, and I can only imagine with the 3rd one. Richa, why do you think it is? Why do you think it's connected with people as much as it has?
I think the reason is that, and it's the first time we've really seen it, and it's proof that diversity works. And not just like Purna always says, not just lip service diversity, but real diversity. And that means authenticity that comes from behind the camera and in front of the camera. And because it's so specific, it is so universal. And that's why people have from all over the world or even within this country, it's not just the South Asian characters that they see themselves in. That's a huge part of it. But people have connected to all the different characters in the show. And people have felt seen in all the different characters. And I think that's what makes it so successful. And also it's just really, really funny.
And I'm going to piggyback on that, which is like, it is actually, I'm very proud that it's a very South Asian story with very strong South Asian women. But at the end of the day, it is a portrayal of fierce family love and deep grief. And I think that is a universal theme.
Yes.
It really is. Now, you touched on something, Richa, about people getting connected to these characters, and they definitely are. Purna, let's stick with you because, well, I don't want any spoilers, but give us a tease. Whet our appetites. What do you think? What can we expect?
Look, you will see Nalini step up into the role of a parent that the gap that Mohan left. You'll see her stand up for her daughter and listen to her daughter and get her daughter in ways that we haven't seen her in previous season. You will see her try to form more intimate relationships within the household with Kamala and with Devi, with the grandmother, but also venture outside the household and find a friend in the real world, and something that Nalini doesn't let people in. And so this is a huge breakthrough for her. But, I think this season, it is bringing family closer to her so she can learn how to let them go.
Amazing. Okay, let's end with a little bit of fun. John McEnroe, he does the narration on the show, which I love. And then we've had a few guest narrators here and there. If you were to pick a celebrity to narrate your character,
She always says it before I do because she knows I'm going to say Mindy.
Mindy Kaling, of course.
For both of us.
For both of us. I mean, first of all, she's hilarious. Her comedic timing is unbeatable. But also I think that she would just do a great job at narrating. I think all of the narrators are so great because they're similar in essence to who they're narrating, but also completely different. And I feel like that's how Mindy would be with my character and
we love her.
And we love
respect her. We love her. She cracks us up, and she's a tremendous person to look up to.
Yeah.
I would listen to Mindy Kaling read a phone book. She's so great, and she'd probably make it hilarious.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for chatting. And we want to steer everyone to season 3. Never Have I Ever on Netflix.
If you see an Indian dork come through that door, let me know.
I see an Indian guy coming through the door, but he definitely does not look like a dork.
Oh, shit.
So hot. Extremely hot.
Let's see what the human body can do, baby.
All right, it's now time for my chat with the cast and director of the film I Love My Dad. Check it out. The movie is titled I Love My Dad, and it's got all the cringe comedy you can handle. Of course, so much more to it than that. And who better to tell me all about it than some of the stars? And of course, we got the writer, we got the director. Maybe he made sandwiches for the crew. I don't know. Let's find out. So James, we might as well start with you. This is your baby. I am shocked to learn that this is also inspired by a true story that happened to you. How much of a true story?
Yeah, so a long time ago, my dad and I got into a fight. I decided to cut him out of my life. I blocked him on social media. I changed his name in my phone to Do Not Answer. I was going through a tough time, and he really wanted to make sure I was doing okay, but I wouldn't talk to him about any of it. I got home one day, and this really pretty girl had sent me a friend request online. She had all these beautiful photos and had all the same interests as I did. And then I found out that it was my dad, and my dad had catfished me. And that's what the story was inspired by.
It's such a, I mean, listen, I enjoyed what you did with the movie, the way it's told too, with all the fun stuff where you're showing Claudia's character in the room where it's not just you're reading the text. So Claudia, tell me about your experiences making this film and, what the process was like working with these fine folks.
Oh my gosh, it was such an honor to work with such comedic geniuses, and the role itself was so fun, getting to play two different versions of Becca, one being imaginary and literally being Franklin's dad, and the other just being a real girl that works at a diner and has no idea what's going on. So it was very fun to channel my inner Patton, because we are essentially the same being.
And Claudia,
Yes.
correct me if I'm wrong, you're mainly like a social media kind of influencer, and this was kind of one of your first forays into acting. Is this something you want to keep doing?
100%. And I couldn't be more grateful for this role and how much sort of just the amount of like dynamic performances that I got to play with. I feel so grateful that this is the first official one. So yeah.
Absolutely. Patton, let's switch to you, because your role, I mean, I was, watching through my fingers, because there's some scenes in there. How uncomfortable was it for you to be in those scenes? And no spoilers, but it gets weird.
It gets weird. I mean, I felt like I should have performed some of those scenes looking through my fingers. James went where this movie's going to go. Every worst case scenario you can imagine, that's where this thing goes. And it really, really helps that not only is he a brilliant writer, but he really had in mind how to actually cut this for maximum cringe later, because we had to film this in many, many complicated pieces. And it also helped that Claudia always had in mind that what she's playing is not his dad. She's playing James's fantasy ideal of how she's talking to him, which in a way makes things even worse, because it's leading James even quicker down this road to disaster. So all of these elements just balanced so perfectly, and I just had to be in the middle, try to get through some very, very uncomfortable scenes. Although, you know what the most uncomfortable thing about this movie was watching it later, watching it cut together with an audience. We were at South by Southwest, and like people, and we were all like, oh, that's right, that's where the scene goes. Oh no. So that was amazing to get to see that.
All right, last question. I don't know, well, we know James's answer, but Claudia, Patton, have you been catfished that you care to admit?
My profile and photos have definitely been used to catfish.
Oh, you were used.
Oh, whoa, really?
That's like a
I didn't know that.
Wow.
So it's kind of a real life story for me in some small sense.
You know what, Matt, you're not going to believe this. My photos have never been used to catfish somebody, and it's weird. You'd think they would be, but no one has used this face, this pasty, potatoy face, to try to influence someone else's actions. The day is going to come, but not yet.
I was catfished. I thought I was talking to Heather Locklear, and it really was not her at all. And I was
wow.
Wow,
that's
but
rough.
if you want the ultimate catfish experience, watch this movie. It's got a lot of heart and soul and charm and all the cringe that you can handle, as I mentioned. I love my dad. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much, man.
All right, well, that's going to do it for another edition, everybody. Big thanks going out to the Watch Mojo lady herself, Rebecca Brayton. Always a pleasure to have her on the program. And hey, how great was everyone over there at Never Have I Ever? So much fun, and I love my dad. This movie is amazing. Hey, thank you for watching and listening. I've been Mr. Hollywood, poppin' that culture.